You've probably heard the joke about the US trying to buy Greenland, right? It sounds like something out of a cartoon, a crazy headline that flashes across your screen and you just laugh it off. But what if I told you this wasn't just a random, bizarre idea? What if it's actually a deadly serious move in a high-stakes global chess game? Because behind that seemingly absurd proposal lies a complex web of military strategy, unimaginable riches, and the undeniable reality of a rapidly changing planet. Today, we're diving deep into why the United States is so interested in this massive island of ice and what it means for the future of the entire world. This isn't just about buying land, it's about securing power for the next century. So, let's start with the basics. Location, location, location. Pull up a map of the world, but not the one you're used to. Look at it from the top down, a polar projection. Suddenly, Greenland isn't some remote icy outpost on the edge of the map. It's the central hub of the Northern Hemisphere. It sits right in the middle of North America and Europe, acting as a giant, unsinkable aircraft carrier in the Arctic Ocean. This strategic position is something the US has understood for a very long time. During World War II, when Nazi Germany occupied Denmark, the US stepped in to protect Greenland from falling into enemy hands. Why? Because from Greenland, you could control vital North Atlantic shipping lanes. After the war, during the Cold War, its importance exploded. Greenland became America's first line of defense against a potential Soviet nuclear attack. The shortest flight path for missiles between the Soviet Union and the United States was right over the North Pole. Greenland was the perfect spot to build an early warning system. This led to the construction of one of the most secretive and crucial US military installations in the world. Thule Air Base, now known as Pacific Space Base, tucked away in the northwestern corner of Greenland. This base is home to a powerful network of radar and sensors. Its primary job is to watch the skies for any incoming ballistic missiles. If a launch were to happen from Russia or even China over the Arctic, Thule would be one of the first to know, giving the US precious minutes to react. It's also a key part of the US Space Force's network, tracking satellites and monitoring space activity. In an age of hypersonic missiles and space warfare, Thule is more critical than ever. It's the silent guardian watching over the northern frontier, and it's all thanks to its location in Greenland. So, when you think about US interest, don't just think of a land purchase. Think of it as maintaining a critical military fortress. But the story doesn't end with military bases. Greenland is transforming from a strategic ice block into a potential treasure chest, and the key that's unlocking it is climate change. For centuries, a massive ice sheet, in some places over 2 miles thick, has covered about 80% of the island. But as global temperatures rise, that ice is melting at an unprecedented rate. And as the ice recedes, it's revealing what lies beneath, a staggering amount of untapped natural resources. Geologists believe Greenland could be sitting on some of the world's largest undiscovered reserves of oil and natural gas. We're talking about potentially billions of barrels of oil and trillions of cubic feet of gas. In a world still heavily reliant on fossil fuels, that's an incredible prize. But the real game changer might be something else: rare earth minerals. What are rare earths? They're a group of 17 metallic elements that are absolutely essential for modern technology. Your smartphone, your laptop, the electric car you might drive, the wind turbines generating clean energy, and even advanced military hardware like fighter jets and missile guidance systems, they all depend on these minerals. The problem, right now, China dominates the global supply chain, controlling over 80% of the world's rare earth production. This gives Beijing immense leverage. If they ever decided to restrict exports, it could cripple industries across the globe. This is where Greenland comes in. Scientists believe Greenland holds massive deposits of these critical rare earth elements. Developing these mines would offer the US and its allies a way to break free from that dependency on China. It's a matter of economic security and national security rolled into one. Suddenly, that barren, icy landscape starts to look like a vault filled with the building blocks of the 21st century economy. The melting ice isn't just a climate story, It's an economic gold rush waiting to happen. It's a treasure hunt where the map is being redrawn by a warming planet, and nations are scrambling to stake their claim. This brings us to the great paradox of Greenland. The very same force that's unlocking all this potential wealth, climate change, is also a source of immense risk and global concern. Let's first talk about the opportunities it's creating. As the Arctic sea ice melts, new shipping routes are opening up. The most famous of these is the Northwest Passage, a sea route through the Arctic Ocean along the northern coast of North America. For centuries, it was a fabled, impassable waterway. Now, it's becoming a seasonal reality. What does this mean? A ship traveling from Shanghai to New York could cut its journey by thousands of miles and save over a week of travel time by taking the Northwest Passage instead of going through the Panama Canal. Another route, the Northern Sea Route along Russia's coast, offers similar shortcuts between Asia and Europe. Greenland sits at the crossroads of these emerging maritime highways, controlling access to these routes, or at least having a significant presence there, would give a nation enormous influence over global trade. It's like being the gatekeeper to a new Suez or Panama Canal. This is a huge part of the strategic calculation. But this is where the paradox deepens. While these new routes and resources are tempting, the melting of Greenland's ice sheet has terrifying consequences for the rest of the planet. If the entire Greenland ice sheet were to melt, global sea levels would rise by more than 20 feet. That would be catastrophic, inundating coastal cities from Miami to Mumbai, displacing hundreds of millions of people. We're not there yet, but the melt is accelerating. The runoff from Greenland is already a major contributor to global sea level rise. There's also the environmental devastation that could come from rushing to exploit its resources. Imagine an oil spill in the pristine but harsh Arctic environment. Cleanup would be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, and the damage to the fragile ecosystem would be permanent. Mining operations could release toxic materials, scarring the landscape and polluting the water. So, there's this profound tension. The temptation to drill, mine, and ship is pitted against the urgent need to protect the Arctic environment and prevent a global climate disaster. Greenland is the epicenter of this conflict, a place where the promises of a new economic frontier collide head-on with the perils of a planet in crisis. So, let's bring it all together. Why is the US so fixated on Greenland? It's not just a whim. It's a convergence of three powerful forces. First, it's about military dominance. Greenland is the unsinkable cornerstone of America's northern defense, a vital post for monitoring threats from rivals like Russia and China in an increasingly militarized Arctic. Second, it's about economic security. As the ice melts, Greenland is revealing itself to be a treasure trove of oil, gas, and most importantly, the rare earth minerals that power our modern world. Securing access to these resources is key to breaking China's monopoly and ensuring future technological and industrial strength. And third, it's about controlling the future of global trade. The opening of new Arctic shipping routes is redrawing the map of commerce, and Greenland is perfectly positioned to be a central player in this new world. But this isn't just America's story. Russia is aggressively expanding its military presence in the Arctic. China, calling itself a near-Arctic state, is investing heavily in the region, funding scientific research and infrastructure projects. Greenland, which is an autonomous territory of Denmark, finds itself in the middle of this great power competition. The people of Greenland want independence and economic prosperity, and they know their land holds the key. They are the ones who will ultimately decide their future, whether it's through partnerships for mining, new infrastructure deals, or something else entirely. The idea of the US buying Greenland might be a diplomatic non-starter, but the strategic interest is very, very real. Greenland is no longer a forgotten corner of the world. It is a critical piece on the global chessboard, and the moves made here in the coming years will shape the balance of power, the global economy, and the health of our planet for generations to come. What do you think? Should the US pursue a closer relationship with Greenland? And what are the biggest risks and rewards? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this interesting, Make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. See you next time.